Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's a Monday. That means Mug Shot Monday, Malfeasance Monday, Meatloaf Monday. It's also the day after Mother's Day. So hello and happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there, including Keisha, including me,
Hey.
including my mom, who I've been waiting on hand and foot for the last 5 days. And yeah. Um,
Uh,
did you celebrated on Saturday? You told me, how was that?
it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, However,
Mm.
I love my nieces and my nephew. I love them. I love them. I will lick their snot off their face to clean them
I
up before
know.
we
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
leave. But the 2-year-old niece,
Mhm.
when she comes through the house, it's like hide all your shit because Debo is here. Debo. Because she gonna tear up the whole goddamn house. Do you know who Debo is? Do you know that saying?
No, no, I don't. I was waiting for you to explain it to me.
See, every time we get together, I have to culture you a little bit more to the left every time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
We
Yeah.
discovered World Star and stuff like that. This is Debo.
Mhm.
So this is from the movie Friday.
Okay, now Friday, I know that movie because my husband loves to say, "Every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen."
Yes, it's
My
from that
husband,
movie.
he loves that movie. I haven't seen it, but he says, "Every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen, eating out of my goddamn
Yes,
refrigerator." Yes, yes.
yes. So when you go home, say Debo. He's gonna know
Okay.
exactly who you're talking about. This is
Okay.
like the neighborhood bully, okay? He steals all
Oh,
your stuff.
oh.
So in this case, this niece, this is how she's so cute, but she's so bad. She's two terrible twos, but she's a horrific twos. She has probably broken probably $1,000 worth of antique stuff in my house. But
Mm.
I still let her come. This is how you know a kid is bad. When she runs, she doesn't bend her knees. That's how you know a kid is bad. Just,
What?
her knees don't bend when she runs. There's nothing wrong with her. She could bend her knees, but she's just bad. So she doesn't bend them.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
she
need to see a
just
video of that because I don't know how you could run without bending your knees.
she does it. I said, girl, you're not gonna make the track team. They're gonna put you on swim team because you gotta be able to bend your knees a little bit. But
Okay.
she just tears up everything, and she's not afraid of anyone. Like she's like, go ahead, pop me. I'm gonna do it anyway. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's like when she leaves, it's like, oh my god, we can breathe again. Everybody okay? We just check on each other. It's like, all right, let's go ahead and take a shot because we need a shot when she leaves. And I tell you, she's so small. It's like she weighs 5 pounds. She's so little.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
the big. So yeah,
Other
we had a
than
very,
that,
very,
other than
very
Debo,
good
you had a good time.
we had a good time. We love Debo, but Debo, the animals, we don't see the animals when
Oh, they
Debo
hide.
comes.
They hide.
Well,
Okay.
except for Sushi. Except for Sushi, I don't. He's old. It just doesn't care. He follows around, but mostly he tries to bite her because he's trying to protect everybody. But
Right. Because that's how
other than that,
sushi is also. Yeah.
yes, that we had a really really good time. We ate well, enjoyed each other's company, and yeah, it was a good time. How about you? You weren't even with your children.
No, I'm not with my
Oh my
children.
gosh.
One of my children called me today to say Happy Mother's Day. I'm hoping the other one might give me a break. The only information I've gotten from that child is I'm not picking you up at the airport. So, yeah. No, I'm not with my children. I'm here with my own mother, and I've been helping her with her knee replacement. I will be released on Monday morning. So when this episode comes out, I'll be in the air flying home. And I have been, it really is like, there's a Friends episode when
Mhm.
I can't remember what it is that Lisa Kudrow is talking about, but they're asking her something, and she's like, "Mop the floor, Cinderella. Clean the kitchen, Cinderella." And that's how I feel. It's like the minute I get done emptying the trash or cleaning the kitchen or taking somebody some food or taking care of somebody's medications or going to check the mail or going to pick up some other food, anytime the minute I
Mhm.
sit down, literally it is like a sitcom. Like the minute I sit down,
Yeah.
it's like my back hits the chair and somebody goes, "Payne," from another room, and I go, "Oh, yep," and I hop right back up. Since I've been in Mississippi, I have slept like a long. And I've been
Yeah.
alone at my sister's house because she went to DC to see her
Mhm.
grandbaby. And my brother-in-law went to Ole Miss to watch baseball, and he took the dog even. So
Oh, wow.
I've been here completely alone, lived through a tornado and 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds.
That's
Was
crazy.
in the pantry, and all of it, I was here by myself. And sometimes if I'm in my own house by myself, where I have an alarm
Mhm.
system and everything, here with we're out in the country, we don't have all that, and I really normally would be kind of scared, like I would not be able to go to sleep
Mhm.
at night because I hear one thing and I get nervous. I have
Right.
been falling asleep when my head hits that pillow, and 7 hours later wake up like what happened? I was so tired. I was so tired. So here's the thing. If you're a caregiver out there and you're caring for people in your home, or maybe your job as a nurse or something, God bless you.
Mhm.
Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Caregivers Day to you, because it's hard. And I'm not cut out for this life.
It's
That's true.
hard, and from what you told me before we started, you're doing an amazing job
Mm,
because I can remember when my mom had weight loss surgery.
mm-hmm,
I was there at the hospital with her throughout, you know, the whole thing, and she was so horrible. She
mm-hmm,
was so mean. She
mm-hmm,
was so judgmental.
mm-hmm.
I can remember standing up and said, "I'm leaving. I'm leaving. The boys can come pick you up." I had a mental breakdown, went home, cried in my pillow, called my
Mm-hmm.
brothers and said, "She loves you guys more than she loves me. She treats you guys differently. You guys could go pick her up. I'm not going back to the hospital." And just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. Of course, my ass went back up there. But she just
Yeah.
has different expectations for her daughter than the boys. But she was in so much pain. My feelings got her. Believe it or not, I'm quite sensitive, regardless of what
Mm,
my mouth does. Yes, I'm very sensitive.
mm-hmm.
Ask James. But yeah, it just hurt my feelings. I just couldn't take it. So you're doing an excellent job, Mary Payne.
I
Kudos to you.
did. I did yesterday have a little bit of a mean moment where I was taking the dinner order. So I'd
Yeah.
gone into, because they live in an independent living place where they live in an apartment, but you could go down and get your food. But you have to pick up the food before 5 o'clock. So you pick up the
Oh.
food before 5 o'clock, and it just sits in the kitchen. And then I like reheat it or whatever for dinner whenever
Hmm.
anybody is ready. So
Hmm.
they have it on the TV. They can turn to the channel where they can get what their food is or whatever. Or they have a piece of paper they can look. And so I go in, take the order, go down to the area to get the food. You tell what you want or whatever. So yesterday I was in there talking to my dad, and I said, "Dad, all right, what do you want?" He goes, "Well, this looks great. I'm going to get a pork chop. I'm going to get some rice." And then he
Hmm.
goes, "She's not going to let me have this." Being my mother, he goes, "But I also got to get some of those sweet potato tots." I go, "Ooh, sweet potato tots. That sounds good. That sounds
Those are
freaking
good.
delicious.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious." He goes, "Yeah, and I guess I'll get, whatever for dessert." I go, "Okay, great. No, great. And you can make a salad. They have soup. They've got, so you can get like all 12 courses if you want." So
Why
I, but
can't she? Why can't he have the sweet potato tots?
because he had already ordered rice. And so my mother would say, she would tell him, "You can't have two
Oh,
starches." So
gotcha.
I went in there and I said to my mom, I go, before I had gotten from one room to the other room, she's yelling at me from the other room,
Oh
"He can't
boy.
have two starches. He can't have." So, so I walk in there, and it's just yelling from room to room. So I walk in there, I go,
Mhm.
"Mom, I'm getting what I'm getting, and it's fine." She goes, "Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, he doesn't know that you're not supposed to have two starches. You just get him a vegetable and he'll eat whatever you put in front of him. Don't get him two starches." And I said, "You know what?
Oh
I'm in
boy.
charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge of this. You're not. You're in the bed." And
Mhm.
just like my sister was trying to control things from DC, was sending texts like, "Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?" I said, "I'm
Oh
in charge.
no.
I'm in charge. If you want to be in charge, you should have stayed in town. I'm in charge." So I
Everyone's
went
trying to
back.
boss around baby sister.
Everybody's trying to boss around baby sister, except for older sister. She's like so happy she's not doing it. She don't care. She'll be back on duty. She'll be back on duty tomorrow. She was glad for the break. So
Ah.
I said to my mom, I said, "Sister can't boss from DC. She went to
Right.
DC, and that's great. You
Mhm.
can't boss from this bed. I'm going down to get the food, and I'm going to get what I get. Nobody throws a fit." And she says, "Okay." So I went down and chatting with friends down in the dinner line. I'm chatting with my buddies
Mhm.
there, and I said, this sweet potato toss looks so good. I said, but I didn't know you had green beans. I said, he does love green
Mhm.
beans. So I am going to get him green beans, and I'm not going to get him the rice, because the rice was like white rice. It looked like what you would say Shantae's food looks like. It looked like boring, like not good.
Ooh, not
You know,
Shantae's food. Ooh,
that's
bleh.
that's what it looked like. So
Oh
when I went
yeah.
up, I said, I did get you sweet potato toast, but I didn't get the rice because it looked boring. It didn't look like it had any flavor or any butter or anything. So I got you green beans. He goes, that's great. I love
Mhm.
green beans. So I went in there. Mom said, I hope you do. I said, you know what? I got him double tots. Double tots.
That's all right.
She just looked at me like, wow. I was like, you know what? It's day 5. I've had it. I've had it with y'all bossing me around from different rooms. I've
That
had
is funny. You're gonna go home and
it.
see your family, give everybody a big old hug.
Oh, they're gonna boss me around too. They're gonna boss me around too.
Mm.
Yeah, I was texting with my husband earlier, like trying to figure something out about supposed to go get a back injection this week. Could he drive me? He's like, I think I already told you. Like Thursday, I have to be in DC all day for work. And I said, I don't know if you told me or not. I have been run so ragged in the last 5 days.
Right.
I don't even know
Yeah.
which way is up, or if one more person says my name from another room, I'm gonna explode. He was like, okay, note to self: nobody say her name. Nobody say.
I'm just gonna call you Mrs. Gilbert this whole episode because I
Mhm,
don't, want to get cussed
mhm.
out just for saying, your government name.
Don't say my government name because I've had it.
I'm not
I've
gonna say
had it
your
with you. But
government name, Mrs.
listen,
Gilbert.
in all honesty, I'm so happy because my parents are, elderly, and I am happy that they're still with me and still
Of
able to
course.
have funny personalities, and they are fun, and they are funny, and
Yes.
they do understand the joke of the situation. Like if you go in there and point
Right.
out to them how ridiculous it is, you know,
Yes.
um, both my parents had a Trump rally on both their TVs, and I could hear it
Hmm.
in both rooms. And I walked into my mom's room. I said, "I'm closing Dad's door because I can't listen to another minute of that bullshit." And she goes, "Okay." And she goes, "I think it's the only thing on every channel." I said, "I no. Would you like to watch HGTV?" And she goes, "That'd be way better than listening to this." I go, "Yeah, let's do that." So I put on a
Wait,
little.
they have separate rooms?
Yes. So there's 3
I,
TVs. There's one in his room, one in the middle in the den, and then one in her room.
see, I like that. I'm about couples having separate rooms. I really, really am. I dig it.
Yes.
I totally dig it.
Yes.
I do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I
They're in their
like it.
80s. They need their own bathroom. They need their own space. They need to come
I'm in
together
my
for
40s.
meals.
I need that now. Yes. I'm
I'm
in
all
my
for it.
40s. I feel it. I think people should have their own restrooms. I
I
really,
do
really,
too.
I think I like it. I
I
like
love
it.
I love the idea of my own bathroom. It's probably never going to happen in my lifetime, but yeah. But anyway, so I said to her, I go, I can't listen to this on in stereo. I can't even listen to it on one TV. She goes, well, close your father's room, because he probably doesn't know it's not on every channel. I'm like, it's not like a weather report. It's not on every channel. You can't change it. So she was like, okay. So we watched HGTV. I was like, can I sit in the bed and watch HGTV? She was like, just for a minute. Like she didn't want me in there. I was like, that's fine.
Oh, god damn.
I was trying to be nice. Forget it. It was funny though, because I was having to like take notes on this show and some other stuff like while I was there. So I'd sit out in the den with my
Yeah.
computer in my lap, taking notes
Mhm.
until somebody would yell for me. And at one point, my dad kind of comes through, is like, "What the hell are you watching?" I go, "You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know." Mm-mm.
I would have loved if you had set them down to watch
Hmm.
one of your shows.
Which one would it be though? Which one would be the least
I
offensive?
don't even know, but that would have been
Huh.
some funny shit right there. And if you were to record the reactions, I don't
Oh
know.
my
Most
gosh.
definitely not Love During Lockup. I don't think they're ready. They gotta build up to that.
They're not ready for
There's
this
no, yeah.
prison life. Mm-mm.
No, 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 no. Because sometimes I don't feel like we're ready for it.
No, we're not ready for it. And so that kind of leads me into getting into the episode, because we have to start
Yeah.
with Ayonna, and oh
Mm,
my
mm, mm,
goodness. Um
mm, mm, mm. It was so
mm, it was a
much. Yeah.
lot this week that we found out. A lot.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah.
so let's go with so we did find out that the cute guy in the car is her brother Jalik. Okay.
I
Now,
mean, if I had to have a prison pen pal,
it'll
I
be
would
okay.
not mind, it being him because he's
I, t-
cute.
I told you he was cute.
He's
Told you.
very cute. And he's got nice hair. He's got a nice smile. He looks like he has all his teeth. He's
Mhm, mhm.
cute. Yeah.
But why was he in jail for 4 years? Well, what
I
was
don't
that
know.
about?
I'm like, I need to talk to Keisha. Keisha, what kind of parenting were you doing? Because both of your kids have issues. You only have 2 kids, and both of them have done time.
Last week, Keisha led us to believe that
It
she
was
had
just
had both
Ayonna.
and that everything was great. But everything's going
Yeah.
great for Keisha, but maybe not for her kids.
Yeah. I'm like, he was looking real cute till the 4 years came up. Like, God damn.
Oh,
What?
man. Well, she's with Julie taking the kids to the park, and she explains that, and this was interesting because we didn't know this. She will have to serve 90 days no matter what. So she may have to do only 15 in jail, and then the other 75, I guess that's adds up, of
Mm-hmm.
house arrest, which would be hard
Mm-hmm.
for her because I mean she does work outside of the house. So I don't know if she would be able to get like a pass just to go to work and come home or what.
Well, I hope so, or they're going to be moving in with Keisha, and she most definitely does not want that.
She doesn't want that ass clapping in the bathroom. Uh-uh.
I know. I mean, she could do like an OnlyFans in, Keisha's
That's true.
bathroom.
Well, that's true. I'm not going to get over that ass clapping for a while. That was
Well,
really
I'm just
something.
obsessed with that. That is like impressive to be able to do that. I
That's
wonder,
a
is
tr-
that her real butt?
I think it is.
I think it is too, which makes it even more impressive.
Yeah, it's very round. I think a fake butt sometimes like Jasmine on 90 Day looks a little squarish when it's
You're right.
they are like a
Yeah.
little bit of squarish to them.
Yeah, her
Now,
butt, that's like red beans and rice, cornbread, ham
mhm.
hocks, macaroni and cheese made that butt.
Yeah, but the rest of her
Yeah,
is thin, you
I
know?
know. Because
Yeah,
everything went to her ass.
I know. I don't know how
Hmm.
that doesn't happen for me. Everything goes to my
Me too.
gut. Um, okay, so then she says, so she doesn't know, if she's going to do the 1575 or all the 90 in jail. And he goes, yeah, I know it's hard. Like you just have to gut it out. Basically, I did, 4 years. You got to keep your mind busy. You got to, and she's like, yeah, again, we don't get any explanation on that. So maybe you could text her the
Mm-mm.
Reddit and find out. Um,
Yeah.
and her little son in the back when they're talking, he looks so sad. He looks
Well,
so
because his
sad.
life is in danger because he don't have on a goddamn seatbelt.
He didn't have a seatbelt, and that little girl is always just one arm in. And then the two, Jalique and Ayana had like a lot of people do this on TV, like shoulder belt they pull behind them. I'm like, why? Do you think that makes you look better on TV? You look stupid.
I don't. Yeah, you look not safe. Is what they look
Yes.
like. Yeah. And I think that little girl, she mean mugs because she's got to take care of herself. Throughout this whole scene, she's like, first of all, my head is heavy because I got 13,000 barrettes in my head. I got to carry this goddamn water bottle and try to figure out how I can, quench my own thirst. I got this goddamn napkin in my hand. I can't figure out if I need to wipe my forehead. I don't know what to do with it. I got a water bottle in one hand, a napkin in one hand. I'm trying to walk. She's just trying to figure out how to be a black woman in this world. She's just trying to figure it all out, Mary Payne. With zero
Amira
to no
and
guidance at all.
Amira, age 2, is trying to figure it out. Bless her.
Just trying
That
to
was
figure it
funny
out.
when they turned around and she was giving that look in the back seat, like, what's going
Yeah.
on? Oh, that
She's
was
just
funny.
it was just that child has just got a lot going on. She's an independent woman.
She is. She is. And Darian is like back there, like looking like this is the saddest thing ever. So Jamahl calls and she's like, yeah, we're going to meet your sisters and your mom. This is the first time meeting your mom as like my mother in law to be, because she knew me before. And then we see a call between Jamahl and Ayana, and she says, I just want to get married to him as soon as possible. I would get married up in that jail. Like, I'm dying to get married to him. So Jalique says, okay, hey man, how's it going? So y'all gonna get married right when you get out, huh? And Jamahl says, yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, that's the goal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, we're
Well,
probably gonna
hold
have to
on.
wait. Mhm.
Don't forget that dead silence before he
Oh,
answered the question. I thought the call had dropped. I was like, damn, that's weird. The call just fucking dropped. Like, and then he answered
yeah,
like 35 minutes later. Just like,
that's right.
that
He
was
did.
awkward.
He's like, yeah, but we're gonna hope to wait for 2 years because you don't know what's gonna happen. And Ayonna
And
goes,
he's right.
he's completely right. And
Yeah.
he's on that Keisha plan. Keisha, not his future mother-in-law, but this
Mhm.
Keisha, where he
Yeah,
thinks, I got 2 years, I got to bang it out for a bunch of more chicks before I get married.
that's right.
Yeah.
Get a job, get my own place,
All the things. All the
visit
things.
all 13 children that we found out he has.
This is
Yeah.
awful. This message is sponsored by Greenlight. As your kids get older, some things about parenting get easier, but others don't, like conversations about money. The fact is, kids won't really know how to manage their money until they're actually in charge of it, and that's where Greenlight can help. You guys, both of my kids had Greenlight cards when they were younger, and I have to tell you, it was a complete game changer because they felt cool because they had their own card, and then they could also use the app to see what was going on, and then I could use the app to assign them tasks and chores and then give them allowance for it. It was really, really great. Greenlight is a debit card and a money app. It's made for families. Parents can send money to their kids and keep an eye on their kids' spending and saving, while the kids and teens build money confidence and lifelong financial literacy skills. With the app, kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely thanks to games that teach money skills in a fun, accessible way. The app also includes a chores feature, which I used a ton, where you can set up one-time or recurring chores. My kids had like every Sunday it was John's turn to do the trash. Every Wednesday it was Anna's turn to do the trash, or something like that. And I gave them like $1 or $2 for it, but they wanted to make sure they did it because that money went right into their account. Then they could also, at the end of the week, decide how much to save. It was great, you guys. It was so great for my kids. Millions of parents and kids are learning about money on Greenlight. It's the easy, convenient way for parents to raise financially smart kids and for families to navigate life together. Sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/pinkshade. That's greenlight.com/pinkshade. Try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/pinkshade. So she
Yeah.
goes, waiting 2 years for what? What are we waiting 2 years for? What do you mean? And he goes, oh, we got to wait 2 years to get married. And she says to Jalik, you either know or you don't know if you're going to marry me. I'm side-eyeing that conversation. I don't believe that. So then as they walk up, Ayonna goes, gosh, I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous. And they're going to the park so the kids will have something to do. And she says to Darian, who's 9, are
Yeah.
you nervous? Are you nervous? And he goes, no, I'm a man. I mean, that is so sad. He is 9.
It is. It
Oh,
is. Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh,
It
sweet
was.
baby. So she walks up and sees the mom, and her name is Christine. And then she meets the sister, who are Aaliyah and Ashley. And she's like, yeah, Jamahl's mom knows me as that baby mama's friend. Okay, so we didn't even know he had a baby, but that
I
girl.
know. I just thought she was the ex best friend.
Mm-hmm.
This makes it even worse.
It's going to get worse as we go. And she goes, this is my first time ever meeting his sister. So, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing that the first conversation I have to have with the sisters is, hey, nice to meet you. I might be going to jail. Well, you don't have to tell them anything.
Don't
They don't
tell
know.
them.
You don't,
I wouldn't
you
tell
don't.
them shit about that.
So they're all on the swings. Like the sisters are on the swings and the baby's on the swing. And, Darian has run off and is trying to escape. And mom, mom says, Christine says, well, hopefully you're the last one of these. Whoo, because, he's got 4 baby mamas out there. And so what
Wow.
we say, what? What? He's
Yeah.
36. That is a lot. That is a
That's a
lot.
lot, even if you're 85. That's too many baby mamas.
Yeah, it is. And then Ayonna says, yeah, I'm going to be the 5th one and the last one, I guess. Lucky number 5.
Why
Girl,
would you say that out loud?
that's not something to be
Like,
proud of. This is terrible.
that's not a flex at all. No. That's
So
stripper talk right there.
yes, it's the whole thing
Yeah.
so Ayana's like, yeah, we're going to get married. We're going to get married. And mom says, so you think he's the marrying type? You do? She goes,
Yeah.
yeah, I know my son. He's a ladies' man. Like all the ladies love him. And can you see yourself being faithful to him, given what you do? Because I've heard the strippers get down. And
Yeah.
yeah, we know he's a heartbreaker. So how is this situation going to be different? Um, And Ayonna goes, she doesn't get offended about that stripper comment, by the way, which I liked.
She
I liked it.
knows. Yeah.
She knows. And she goes, I've been doing it for 7 years. I've heard every pickup line in the book. It does not bother me. And she goes, we are very open with our relationship because we want to be different. We want to break this cycle of cheating. And the mom and the sisters were like, okay, well, we hope it'll be different, but we wish you luck because he is Jamahl. Now, meanwhile, they were having this conversation. They keep showing all these flashes of pictures of him with different women, different kids. And you're like, huh. So then Jamahl calls them and they are like, oh, hey. So they're in the park. They're on the phone. We got the sisters. We got everybody there. And mom says, I like her. I like Ayonna. I hope she's the right one. I do. But you know what? Are you ready? You going to deal with one woman and be somebody's husband? And he goes, I don't know. And he laughs. He goes, she got an attitude earlier because I said we should wait for 2 years to get married. And I don't think we need to do it right away just because of what people think. We need to get to know each other.
Right.
Which is right. But also probably he's just buying time.
Well, and he said something that makes sense because he said, I don't want to just get married to prove something to other people, which makes sense now that we know that the ex-best friend also has a baby with him. So she's really trying to stick it to that ex-best friend more than anybody else. Like, now I've really got your man. So, it's messy.
So Ashley and Aaliyah are like, if they're going to get married, they're going to have to build up trust and get a connection. Like, they don't need to jump into it. They need to take the time. These two are like, this is just another girl coming along that thinks she's going to tie him down. It's not going to happen. Like, we've seen it 5 times now.
These other girls could tie him down and they have his children.
Yeah.
Right. Good luck, Ayonna.
So he goes to his mom on the phone. He goes, no doubt in my mind, she's the one. She's the one. And the sister says, and this will be your first marriage, right? Now, sister doesn't even know. Sister can't even keep track. And mom says, no, second. And he goes, yeah, second. Ayonna is like, wait, what? What do you mean second? What? She had no idea he'd been married before.
No.
So then he says, I had to listen to this twice. He said, I was married in my religion, but because in the religion, you're not allowed to date. So I guess briefly he was Muslim. And when he was briefly Muslim, you're not, this is what I'm ascertaining. I have no idea. Briefly, when he was Muslim, you're not allowed to date. You just have to get married. And once you pick the person, you have to pick the person. And if you're very, very strict. And she goes, well, it doesn't matter how you were married traditionally or through the courts so basically like traditionally in the courts or Islamically is what she says. And he goes, I told you that. And she's like, no. And she goes, you did not tell me. He goes, I think I did. I think I tell you everything. And she's like, I think I remember if you got married.
She most definitely, and I would be just as upset as her because I need to know if you ever gave another bitch a promise ring. I need that information. Like, I want to know. So he most definitely didn't tell her that.
So now we know he's had 4 baby mamas, okay?
6
there
kids.
Are 6 children, Keisha.
Yeah.
So
that's 5 kids too many for me.
Do you think he had 2 with one and then wait.
We're trying to do the math.
So 6 children. Okay. So he had to have had 2 with 2 of them and then 1 with each of them. Or 3 or something because that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids.
Like, you can't even afford 6 kids now. How can someone who's been in prison come out and afford 6 children?
Plus, she's got 2.
Plus her 2.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No.
So, so she says in her talking head, she was like, how would that just slip your mind? Like, what? Like, come on now. So he says the name of the person he was married to. And she goes, well, now I really feel a certain kind of way because you're still cool with her, that baby mom. Like, you're still cool with her. Which, by the way, you would want him to be cool with somebody that he'd had a baby with.
Parenting. Yeah, right. Because if not, they're going to make your life pretty damn miserable.
That's right. So she goes, like, I understand. She goes, he has 6 kids with 4 women, and of course he's got to speak to the mother of this 1 or 2
Yeah.
or 3 children, we don't know. But, like, how could he forget to mention that they were married? Now, I guess what they're trying to indicate, it was an Islamic in the Islamic, what it's the not a temple, but whatever they call the hammam. I think they get
Hmm.
married there. We've seen it on our 90-day shows. So they get, you got
Hmm.
to get married in the court system for it to be a legal marriage. But in the faith, you have to have your a ceremony in a religious ceremony as well. So maybe
Okay.
they only did the religious ceremony, but it was never like registered with the court system. That's what I'm getting. And then he
Well,
decides
it's a
what?
marriage to me. To me, it's still a marriage.
Yeah, he was serious enough to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So he goes, I was only with her for like 6 months or whatever. And you know, I've been an open book with you. Like, I've been divorced from this woman, like, been divorced. It's been forever. And the sisters are like, yeah, he has a lot of growing up to do. And she thought she's going to be the number 1 wife, but now she's like the number 2 wife. And she was like, well, this is news to me. First I find out we have a 2-year grace period. And now this, I'm finding out a lot today. He's only saying 2-year grace period because he's like, we're going to have a baby. You'll be baby mama number 5, and then I'll move on. That's
That's
what I think.
exactly what he's going to do. This guy seems like he would not be able to keep a job. He
Yeah.
seems like he's going to be living with his mom or
Mhm.
bouncing back and forth between He seems like he will probably get one of the baby mamas pregnant again.
Yeah, go back for seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to have to say, but I tell you what, no matter what is going on with Ayonna, no matter how much she's upset, no matter how much she cries, she's gonna make sure those lashes stay on. Did you see her making sure the wet glue was sticking down? I mean, I'm that type of girl too. She's like, these motherfuckers, I don't care how sad I am. I gotta make sure they sticking down. I gotta look good for this camera, just in case I gotta find me another goddamn man. Yeah, I feel her right there. In that
It
moment, and only in those moments can I relate to Ayana.
I feel for her because I feel like she's really trying with this guy. She feels like, for some reason, she feels like they have such, a connection that the 2 of them have really talked a lot, and she feels like we're both gonna try to do something different here and kinda break the cycle that we've been in, but I think it might be a lot of jail talk, and he might have 3 other girls, you know?
Including, I'm willing to bet at least one of the baby mamas is sending him money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta keep him happy, and he is really good looking, I gotta say. I gotta say,
he's a
he
player.
is. Yeah.
He is a
Alright,
player.
let's move on to our favorite chef. That's Shantae and True. Um, it is 3 weeks before True's release, and she explains to us that she sends him a picture, like a photograph, in the mail almost every day. So she says, but she got something sent back from the prison with all of her photos, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. And we see the pictures, and they're just like regular pictures. And her daughter looks at it. Her daughter's name is Monet, and her daughter looks at it and goes, "Well, because your boobs are out." And she goes, "No, they're not. Look, this is no. They've never been. No, there's no nipple. No, their
Hold
boobs
on.
aren't out." Yes. What are you
So
going?
I'm
You
going
going
to
to show
show
me a
you.
picture? Okay.
So someone on the Reddit.
You love the you and Kimberly, between the 2 of you, y'all can solve everything on the Reddit.
So I'm going to see what your opinion is. So someone
Okay.
took a screenshot of one of her pictures, and they're
Okay.
like, "This is why your photo got sent back." Can you see it? They said it's too provocative because you see it?
Yeah, but she have glasses on in that picture. I see
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
You
her
see the
boobs
boobs?
are out. Yeah,
I mean, they're pretty
they're
out
out.
there,
It is everything
and
but nipple. Yeah.
those shorts are pretty short.
Yeah, I wish she didn't have her glasses on in those pictures. It would be cuter.
Well, she can't see Mary Payne.
But she could take them off for the picture.
I gotta say, that's a lot of commitment to take pictures and send someone pictures every single day.
I
Yet
know.
you won't go see them in person, even though you move states to be closer to them.
It's I keep forgetting they've never seen each other in person.
But she moved to be closer to him
And
and
they
still
FaceTime.
didn't go see him.
They do video chat.
That is some weird shit to me.
That is weird. Maybe
That
she
is
told him
somebody who's very scared to have him. She's scared for him to see her in person
I mean,
before he gets released.
she looks like she does in the pictures. It's not like she's sending pictures like Monique did, where she was fully catfishing Dirk. You
Those
know?
look like they could be a little bit altered to me. The
Yeah, but
ones
not
that
a
I
ton.
just showed you.
Not a
Not
ton.
a lot.
Not a lot. So she says, these pictures have been sent back, and her daughter's like, "'Cause your boobs are out." And did you hear? She was walking around that kitchen. Did you hear a toddler crying in the background?
I thought the same thing. But then my mind started playing tricks on me. I was like, is that my cat? I'm like, is
Or
James
is
playing a video game?
is that Debo to come to your house and run around?
Debo wasn't at the Debo was gone. When Debo's here, I lock my bedroom door. We lock all of our bedroom doors when Debo is here. But I thought I heard a toddler, and I'm like,
I
does
did
one of her
too.
girls have a baby,
I
or
bet one of her daughters has a baby, and that
there's a
baby's
baby?
there. Yeah.
I got to ask you, what did you think about her outfit?
Oh, I thought she was trying to show a little skin, be a little sexy. She's up in her game a little bit. I didn't think it fit very well, but I thought, okay, you go, girl.
I
I
just
didn't
want to
dislike it.
I want to call her and say, I get it. I get what you're trying to do. Let me help you out a little bit.
Mhm.
Show you how we can do this a little bit better. That's
I
all.
could agree with that. I think she's trying to up her game, and she's trying to
She
be
just
a
doesn't
little
know how
sexy.
to do it.
It's
Yes.
may she it doesn't come naturally. Yeah, I mean, same.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then she calls the prison and asks, like, "Why do you think my pictures would have sent back?" And they say, "Well, it's usually because the inmate has gotten mail that has explicit content or contains contraband, or that your loved one is in solitary confinement." And she goes,
Hmm.
"Well, it's none of that, and nobody sent contraband, he's not in solitary." And the person says, "Well, then he must have gotten something explicit. He could have gotten it from someone else, and then that
Hmm.
made all of his mail get sent back." So, I didn't
Woo.
I didn't know they would do that.
I
That's
didn't either, but I live for the moment of how quickly she called the prison. Like she did that at record speed. I'm like, you get him,
mhm.
Shonta. You
Yeah,
found out.
I like how she's not completely dumb to the situation, you know?
It's- Yeah, but yet still so dumb in the situation.
I
But she was
know.
pretty smart there, and she was quick. But what did
Yeah,
it matter? What is it going to matter in the end
it doesn't matter, he's still coming to her
at
house, so
all? Yeah. Hmm.
her daughter Monet says, "I think my mom looks for love in the wrong places. She
Hmm.
does too much for the person, and they don't reciprocate. Reciprocate. I don't trust him." And yeah, of course, he's probably talking to somebody else and getting pictures. And
Yeah.
then we see Shantae said, "Well, if I find out he's cheating or talking to somebody else, it's a deal breaker."
No one believed that.
Nobody believed that, but she had to say it out loud just in case.
Yeah.
Um, so then her phone rings and it's true. And she says, "Hey, all my photos and everything got returned. Why do you think that is?" And he goes, "I don't know. Were you sending like naked pictures?" And she goes, "No, of course not." She says, "But they've never sent anything back to me before." And he goes, "I don't know." And she goes, "I called the jail and they said maybe you got on a restricted list for getting contraband or explicit photos." And he goes, No." And he goes, "No, no, wait, I don't know." He goes, "In the past, I got photos rejected, but I don't know why." And then
Hmm.
he says, my friend Two Braids, who's a guy named
Hmm.
Two Braids, Two
Because
Braids
he
sent
has two
me,
braids.
I guess he has two braids. And he
I'd
says,
be very disappointed if we saw him and he had 13 braids. Like
"Me
I
too."
just be like, throw the whole fucking head away if he had 13 braids instead of
I
just two.
wonder if he just had like two big, like box braids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
He must have had a lot of hair. And he says, You know, I'll ask Two Braids about that, because here's the thing. He's always telling me about all these dime pieces he's dating and stuff. And I said, "Send me some
Hmm.
pictures. How else am I going to know what these girls look like?" But I'll ask Two Braids about that and see if that's what it is. They got sent back.
That's so fucking stupid.
I was like,
Like
"Wow, that's what you came
what?
up with? That's what
I
you
mean,
came up
he.
with?"
I mean, he came up with it really quickly, but like literally a third grader could have come up with that story. That was bad.
He goes, then his talking head, he goes, "I was just thinking about it. Like my homeboy was going to send me some pictures of these women he's dating, but he never sent me the pictures. I never thought anything about it because I never got the photos. I forgot about it." Now,
Hmm.
she says to him, well, that doesn't make any damn sense. And
Yeah.
he goes, oh, you think I asked some female to send me pictures of her titties? Because then if I did that, my mail would get censored. Why would I do that to myself? And she goes, I don't believe you, and I think you're lying. And he goes,
Yeah.
I'm not lying, and I'm not going to go back and forth with you over this. The truth is, I probably got some pictures from Two Braids. So now he did get pictures from Two Braids. Why
Man.
didn't he just say, I have no idea. Some girls from home could have sent me some pictures. I didn't get them, so I don't know what they are. Since I didn't get the picture, so I don't know what they are. That's
Because
what he
he's not
said.
that smart.
He came up with a whole backstory for his lie that didn't
Yes,
make
he
sense, and
did.
then contradicted his lie when he could have just said, I have no idea. If somebody sent me nudie pictures, I don't know who it would have been, and I don't know what they are because I didn't receive them. The end.
I guess because he's using all of his brain cells for that business plan that he's in prison making for this
Right.
restaurant that they're going to open
Right.
up together. He's just,
Right.
he's just saving it all for that right there. Yeah.
You're right.
Hmm.
You're right. And I like how she said flat out, I don't believe you and I think you're lying. Flat out.
Yeah.
I like
Mm.
that. Just let him
Yeah.
know what's up. Um, and then he says, I don't know. So then we see him in his talking head again, and he says, this is when we get the shot of him leaning forward with that smile on his face that we keep seeing, like looks like he's
Yes.
lying his ass off.
Yes.
And he says, yeah, normally I date white women. And yeah, I'm physically attracted to Shantae. I mean, she's been holding it down for me. And it took me going to prison to know what love really is and what loyalty really is. So he does love her for her loyalty. But if he's always dated white women, so that's what he's attracted to, and now he's going to get out and date a woman who is not what he's attracted to just because she's been holding him down, I mean, it's not going to work. She needs to save her
Well,
money.
So I do believe that you can have been attracted to a certain race or even a person with a certain hair color for the
Yeah,
majority of your life, and then you
yeah.
meet someone who's completely different from that, and you switch.
Mhm.
In this case, I
Yeah.
personally don't think that Shantae is highly attractive. You know what I mean? I don't feel
Mhm.
like he's going to think that she's highly attractive because he
Mhm.
hesitated when he actually said, "Yeah, I'm attracted to Shantae." He hesitated. He could barely get the lie out of his mouth.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
think he appreciates the fact that she has been very loyal to him. She has been holding him down. But I think soon as he gets out of prison, he's going to fuck over her so fast. I'm not saying he's going to go run straight to a white girl. He's going to run to somebody else immediately. It may be a black girl, maybe a Hispanic girl. It's going to be to the first attractive woman that he sees. Probably to a woman who seasons her food well. He may run to her first because he's gonna like this bitch.
Uh,
This bitch can't cook. She doesn't even have any Lowrys in her kitchen. Like,
he
what's up with
might
that?
he might go
I mean,
meet that girl named Fanny that ran that other restaurant because she was really seasoning that
right.
food. Yeah,
She
yeah.
really was seasoning the hell out of that food. So I feel bad for Shantae. I think in the back of her mind, she already knows. She already knows. That's why
I
she has
know.
not visited him in prison. You can hide a
Yeah.
lot of things in a video
Mhm.
FaceTime. You can hide a lot,
Yeah.
but you cannot hide it face to face.
Yeah.
Look at how much we're hiding from each other right now in this
Right,
video. Look how
you can
much we're
only
hiding.
you can see shoulders up. You don't know what's happening down
That's
there.
it. You have no idea.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she kind of knows, and I feel really bad for her for that. And I'm not sure. I don't think
Yeah.
she's ugly or anything like that, but
Definitely not.
she's just not like I think she's cute, but I don't. I think she knows. And then look at his body.
He's somebody that's
You
very
know
into the way he looks, obviously.
exactly.
Yeah, and I mean,
So
the minute he finds a gym, he's gonna find a gym rat there that's gonna think he's hot.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
'Cause
That's
yeah,
how it's
I
gonna
don't
go. Yeah.
know. So in her talking head, she says, "In my heart, I don't think he would be cheating on me, but in my head, I think, girl, don't be dumb." And that's what you need to listen to. Yeah.
And she's not.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this was my favorite of the whole entire episode, and this was Rick and Samantha. Man, oh man, I'm gonna do an Instagram reel for this that is gonna blow your mind because these
I
drunk
can't wait.
girls are
Yeah.
every drunk white woman at every high school reunion ever known to man. This shit was funny. This shit was funny.
Someone said it was the Footloose reunion.
Yes, it was great. It was great. Oh, so Rick is riding a bike outside and he's talking to Sam and he was like, "Oh, I wore the wrong underwear." And we're like, "Okay, we don't need to what?" So he's getting some chafe, I guess. But I wonder if he had a knee replacement or something because she's like, "Are you out doing your exercises?" Like he must have had a hip replacement or something.
Okay.
Because he's like, "Yeah, I'm out doing it right now." So then he gets in the car, he's sweating. They are in Arizona. He's sweating his ass off. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to the reunion." And now he's 58 and she's 56. So she was 2 grades
Mhm.
below him. So
Yeah.
he's going to the reunion for people in his class.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like the whole high school. It looks like just for his grade. And he says he's going to the reunion. And she says, like, "Listen, I don't want to act jealous or anything, but I remember at that other reunion that you did date somebody that you met at that reunion. This was the 30th reunion in 1983. Girl, we're in 2024. I mean, now come
Yeah.
on. I don't
Yeah.
think you were in 2023 when this is filmed. I think it's so funny. It's like, I know you dated that one girl you met at the reunion. I was like, oh my gosh, that was in 1983.
Wait a minute.
No,
I
wait, no,
think
wait,
you
wait,
were
wait,
talking
wait,
about
wait.
the 30th year reunion.
8, 9, 10, 11. So wait, so so it's the class of 83. Okay,
Yes.
so it would have been 83. So 30 years from that would be 93, 2003, 2013. So he dated somebody he met at a 30th reunion in 2013.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is his 40th reunion. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that didn't make any sense. That he would be way
Yeah.
older. Okay. He's the class of 83. I'm the class of 87. Okay. So then we see that he talks on
You
the phone to
graduated in the 80s?
1987, girl. College in 1991.
You're
Did you
just so
did
kind of hippish and stuff. I always feel like
Oh,
you
thank
graduated like
you.
in the 90s with me,
No,
you
you
know?
would have been 93 or 94, right?
97. And I graduated a year early.
Okay, so if I graduated in 87, you graduated in 97. That makes sense because you're 10 years younger. Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
always forget that there's that 10-year age gap. You're just so like,
So
you know,
youthful. I know.
yeah, you're so with it, just, when I talk to you, I'm like, that's my girl right there. I forget. I do. I really
So
do.
with it, like I've got like early Alzheimer's or some shit. Come on now.
No, I don't
Uh,
even feel like you've got I don't think you're gonna get Alzheimer's. I don't feel
Thank
like
you.
you're just so, yeah, when you
Mm.
said 87, I'm like, she's calculating wrong.
No, I graduated from high school in 1987. I graduated from college in 1991.
That is
And you
so
would have
weird.
graduated from college 2001 if we're doing the math right. Yeah.
That is weird. To hear you say
Listen,
87.
I know. So
Jeez.
you know an oldie and you didn't even realize it. Yeah.
I mean, it's like I know you're 55, but when you put it in like graduation years, it just sounds old.
Oh my God. This is so funny.
Let's move
Okay.
on to something else. I don't like thinking about it like that.
You know,
Let's
like
keep it
thinking
young
about
and fresh.
let's keep it young and fresh up in here, except for Rick's 58 and she's 56. I remember when they first came on, you're like, these people are old. I was like, this girl's only 1 year
I
older than me.
I know, and I feel bad about that right now because I forget that you're 55. I
I
feel like you're like
know.
44 with me.
I feel like I'm about 44. I do. I can't pretend. 38 was the year that I would like to have clung to for a while, but it's gone. I look real good then. I had 2 kids and I was snatched. I don't know why. I think it's because I'd been running around on adrenaline.
You look good
Okay.
now.
Not really. Okay, so you guys know that I have some experience with the weight loss shots. When I did the weight loss shots, I lost about 30 pounds in 6 to 7 months. I also really cut down the alcohol by a ton. I started eating a lot cleaner and started walking my dogs twice a day. It was super successful for me. And I wish the Row Body program had been around when I was on that journey a couple of years ago. Row Body provides access to the most popular weight loss shots on the market. The Row Body program pairs a weekly shot with healthy lifestyle changes so you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year on average and actually keep it off, which is like me. That is what I have done. Over 200,000 people have already chosen Row to help them lose weight. The program members have support throughout the process. Row's partner handles all the insurance paperwork and all that stuff to help it get covered. And if you're eligible, patients will have access to their provider on demand for any questions, which would have been great when I was doing it because sometimes you can't get anybody to help you. You can sign up online for the comfort of your own home, and this means no scheduling a doctor's appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, no waiting rooms. Waiting rooms are my freaking nightmare. Average weight loss is 15 to 20% in 1 year with healthy lifestyle changes. BMI and other eligibility criteria apply. You're going to go to row.co/pinkshade. Sign up today and you'll pay just $99 for your first month and $145 a month after that. Medication costs are separate. That's row.co/pinkshade, ro.co/pinkshade. Okay, so he met somebody again briefly while he was drinking and hooked up with them after the reunion. Now we see a girl named Sandy who says on the phone, she goes, "Oh, girl, not girl." She says, "Oh, Rick, I can't wait to see you. You know, we have that thing. We know we have that thing." And he goes, "Mm-hmm." So
I don't like
Samantha,
her.
I don't like her either. So
She's
Samantha
too
says,
horny.
"She's way too horny. Calm down, girl. Go through
I
menopause. Get over it."
know something.
So Samantha says, "Do your friends know about us and everything? Like, do they know about us?" And he goes, "Yeah, but I mean, about us being engaged? No, I mean, not exactly. I mean, they know we're together, but people assume it's too soon. So I'm not telling them anything about being engaged." And she goes, "Well, how do you think that makes me feel?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"Well, what if it goes wrong because we didn't take the time to get to know each other?" And she goes, "Well, you did ask me to marry you. So I don't know
Yeah.
why you would keep that." I mean, she's got a great point. Like, don't ask me to
She's
marry you
right.
if you're going to like lie about it.
Yeah, and hide it from the world. Like, then why
Yeah.
even do it in the first place? And he's a fucking liar too.
He is a liar, but here's the thing. I think what he met her and realized here's a person that's also sober and is committed to sobriety. Obviously, she's been in prison for it. She's taking her sobriety seriously. He takes his sobriety seriously. And that
Right.
is a common ground. And she thinks of him as like the hot older guy from high school, like we've seen with like Louis and what's her name? Nose
Melissa.
from
Yes.
Melissa from New
You did
Jersey.
not just call her nose. You did not call that girl nose.
Well, I did the ski jump indication
And I
to
didn't even see that either.
so you
You
would
did
know
the
who I meant.
ski. Wow, you're showing out today. You really are. And
I'm
you called
tired.
her nose. And then you did that with your hand.
There
You
is a chipmunk crawling by the window, and I got to get my glasses on to
how
see it.
cute.
Oh, let me see it. Let me look at it. Now that is some cute shit, and I don't know if my sister even
Take a
knows they have
picture.
chipmunks. I gotta take a picture. I don't even know she knows they have chipmunks out here,
You
y'all.
know
I'm
what's
gonna.
funny?
Yeah, what?
Is that we just watched Alvin and the Chipmunks earlier today. And there you were in real life seeing a real chipmunk.
We have chipmunks all around our house, but
We don't.
I've never seen one out here. Okay, that's a total sidebar. Okay, let's forget what I said about Melissa's nose. Okay, so it reminds me of that. Like she's got this idealized thing in her mind. Like he was like an older hot guy. And then in his mind, he's like, she was like the younger girl. She was 2 grades younger and she's gorgeous. So like they
Yeah,
each have sort of
she's
idolized like what they were in high school kind of a thing.
so if my memory serves me correctly, her release date isn't even until 2028.
Um,
I was looking
that,
it up. I think I was on Starcasm the other day, and it's
is that right?
2028. And she
Wow.
got a 10-year sentence because her roommate is the one who
Uh,
called the police on her because she was drunk and left the apartment because they shared an apartment. She was already drunk and she
yeah.
went to the liquor store to buy more alcohol, and her roommate made a call and said, "I think this person may be drunk and possibly is at this location to buy more alcohol. And that's when the police showed up.
And she was already on probation for her other
And
DUIs,
she was
probably.
already
Yeah.
on probation. So that's why she got 10 years.
Wow. But she's living at like
Yeah.
that halfway house or whatever. So that's good.
Yeah. So
Because maybe that scared her straight. So,
I hope so.
all right. Now I
It
got
should've.
so discombobulated. Okay, let's see. Got to get back to the phone call. Okay. So she says, you did ask me to marry you. Why are you keeping that from them? And he goes, well, that's just my decision. That's how I'm handling it. And she goes, this is something for you to think about, like the way it makes me feel. And he says, okay. So in the talking head, he says, I've been married a couple of times and I don't want to rush into it. And she really does. But part of the reason is she can't move from Idaho to Arizona if we're not married.
Right.
She literally wants to go ahead and get married in prison. And he says, I mean, is that allowed or even legal? Have you ever
Yeah, it
watched this
is.
show?
I
What?
guess not. It always surprises me the things that people don't know. It's like you're on a show, but you've never watched a show. Kind of like Clay from Love is Blind. I'm going to be on
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah.
it. But here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
She says she needs to get married so that she can move to where he is. But then we hear her say, no, he needs to move here because I've got these little girls, my granddaughters, who need me.
Uh-huh. So they definitely have not, and maybe it's because she's not getting
Communicated.
out till 2028 because it's like, who cares? Like I'm not getting out till
Maybe.
2028, But he says, I want to marry her for the right reasons. Like, I don't want to
Mhm.
jump into it. He's already been married twice. And I think he's probably like, I am 58 and I'm ready to settle down and I don't want to make another mistake. And all
Right.
those other times he was drinking and now he's not. So he's looking at things a lot more clearly. And he's correct. You shouldn't jump into it.
Right.
So now we see him. He's getting ready for the party. He's got his shirt off and stuff, and he's showing her on the video chat. And she says, that girl from the last reunion better not be there. He's like, what? And she goes, I've told you how that makes me feel. And he goes, I don't know. I doubt she's going to be there. Why would she be there? And then we see him again FaceTiming with this girl, Sandy, saying, yeah, I'll see you there. And she's like, ooh, I'm so excited you're coming.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like how he lied. I don't like how his titty jiggled a little bit when he was changing shirts and showing off bod to Samantha. I'm not sure I like Rick.
This episode made me not like him. I liked him the last episode. This episode's making me not like him. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me the ick.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And in her talking head with the producer, she says, I do have concerns when he goes to this party, he'll fall off the wagon. I mean, he has been sober, I think a little over 2 years, but it seems he's very fragile. Like you said, he's very fragile.
He is. Yep.
So she's like, this whole thing gives me a lot of anxiety. Like, you went to this party and it's a reunion and all the drinking and last time you hooked up with the girl and all this. And so he heads to the party and he says, it's the first time I'll be at a high school reunion sober. And it's kind of good because I think I want to redeem myself. I think I made an ass out of myself last time. I think I did.
He seems to drink and he doesn't remember a lot of things. Like, he kind of blacks out. Like, he had said that he would like drunk text and all kinds of other shit.
Yeah.
So he does bad when he drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. So we see all the ladies, all the elderly ladies are standing around the kitchen in their muumuus and statement necklaces and their blown out hair. And they're all chatting in somebody's backyard. And they say,
at the house. When did they start doing reunions at someone's house?
They're from Gilbert, Arizona. I have to imagine it was probably like a class. They probably had like 50 kids in their class or something. You know what I mean? Don't you think? I think it has to be a small high school, or they would have had it at a restaurant or even at the school. Something they have it. Yeah.
Right.
So all these ladies are menopausal ladies are standing around talking about Rick. And Sandy says, yeah, a couple of years ago, he called me and asked me to come over to his house. And we had a really nice time hanging out. And then a lady named CD comes over and I was shocked because she really looks like an elderly lady. And she goes, oh, whenever Rick and I used to run into each other, and we would run into each other. And I wonder, Sandy, if
Ew.
she goes, I wonder if we have any overlap. And Sandy goes, oh, I don't think so. That's hilarious. And Sandy goes, I'm a little excited to see him. And Sandy goes, me too. Ew.
Ew.
He's banging all the ladies in town.
I mean, you all need to go somewhere and take an STD, get tested. That is disgusting.
He's really
like that.
He's getting it going with everybody. And so he comes and walks into the party, and Sandy's like, I am going to, make a circle of P around this guy to show everybody I'm marking my territory.
She was doing it big. Well, she was attempting to do it big time with her blinged out pockets on her jeans.
Yes. Yeah. So she runs over and says, I'm Rick. And she hugs him. And CD just shakes her head like, there goes Sandy, trying to claim her territory. So Rick says, yeah, I mean, I'm not blind. I mean, Sandy is a nice looking woman. Well, Sandy looks just like Samantha to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
then when Sandy is talking to Rick, she goes, here comes CD. She says you guys hooked up one time. She did. And he goes, yeah, I think I did hook up with her like in a parking lot. And Sandy goes, OMG. Hey, CD, how you doing? So CD walks up and goes, hey, Rick. And he goes, hey. And she goes, do you remember that time we went out? He goes, I don't remember much from that time. I was drinking, but I think we had frog legs at Mancuso's. And then did we hook up in a parking lot? And she puts her whole hand on his lips and goes, shh, no, that's not how that happened.
They are too old to be doing bullshit like this.
I think he hooked up with somebody else in a parking lot.
He has no fucking idea.
No.
He don't remember. And obviously, none of them were a really good lay. Because even being drunk, they will remember a good lay. I might have been drunk that night, but that bitch rolled me like a horse. Like, I mean, just
Oh, my God.
They would have remembered it.
Oh. So Sandy and CD, they do like a back and forth between the two of them. And they're both like, he was a jock. He was so cool. He was the sweetest guy. He had the coolest friends. I loved him. I love him.
I know.
CD says, we just always had a special understanding with each other. And then he walks off holding hands with CD at this party. Holding hands. What?
Because he's fragile. He needs a hand to hold.
I think you're right. So they sit down and he tells her, he goes, sometimes I miss drinking. And she says, I miss you when you were drinking because you would call me a lot and be so sweet.
Yeah.
And he says,
that's not cool.
Yeah, I'm sure I rambled a lot when I called you. How about, I am so supportive of you not drinking. Good for you. That is really hard. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, now I wish you were drinking because you paid more attention to me.
When you were drunk, now you're sober, you don't give me so much attention.
You don't give me a call. Yeah.
Then the producer asked CD, what do you think about him? And drunkenly, she goes, looks-wise, I'm going to give him a solid 7.9. 7.9. So Samantha calls and she's like, oh, hey, babe, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I've just been walking around talking to a handful of people. And she goes, well, they better respect that we're getting married. And he goes, well, I'm not going around announcing it to anybody. Like, I don't want to upstage any conversations, Sandy walks up and she's drunk as shit. And she goes, who you talking to? Who's on the phone? Who's on the phone?
Well, she should have told her to back the fuck up.
And
like,
Rick goes,
I'm on the phone.
Rick goes, oh, Samantha, you remember Samantha? Say hi to Sandy. She's in prison.
Why did he say that? Like, I don't think I would have said that.
He could have told her later.
Well, or never at all until she watched the show. Well, then again,
it would have been like, why isn't she? Why isn't she here with me? What show are you filming? Yeah.
Well, it could have been, she lives out of state. This is a show about long distance relationships. Find out whenever it airs and just.
True.
I don't know, that was weird to me.
So Samantha goes, oh, hey, Sandy. I hope you guys are having fun at the party. And Sandy goes, you should be here, girl. You should be here, girl. You and me, we fucking partied in high school. Oh, my God. She's in prison. Oh my God. So you girls, you guys are like girlfriend, boyfriend now? Like, what's the story? And Samantha goes, "Oh, he didn't want to tell you, I don't think."
Oh boy.
And Sandy lies and goes, "Oh, we've only been talking to each other. No, so sorry. Rick lies. Rick lies and goes, "Oh, we've only been talking to each other for a few minutes. Oh, he forgot to mention those phone calls earlier."
Yes, where
Mm.
he, the phone calls that, let us all know that he totally knew that she was coming and
Uh-huh.
how she was looking forward to them
Uh-huh.
talking. When he told his
Mhm.
girlfriend, he doubted that she was coming at all.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mhm. And he goes, "Oh, I've only been talking to Sandy here for a few minutes. Oh, but yeah, Sandy, Samantha and I are engaged." And Sandy goes, "What? Oh, really?
No.
Well, girl, he didn't tell me that. I'll talk to you about it later, blah, blah." Um, and Samantha goes, "Why are you keeping this a secret? Like, I really don't understand." He goes, "I just got here. Like, I don't normally
Right.
just walk up to people and say," and then Sandy goes, "Okay, I gotta go. Congratulations, you crazy. You walking by." She walks off. So
She walks off knowing damn well she's still going to try to fuck Rick later on tonight.
totally. And also, she can't wait to go tell CD. You know, he's engaged to
Yep.
somebody else. You whore trying to hook up with him.
Yep.
Um, so she walks off, and Samantha goes, yeah, well, I hope everybody's being respectful of the man I'm gonna marry. Uh-huh. And as Sandy's walking off, she's like, "Yes, okay, but blah. Gotta go tell CD to keep her hands off of my man." So, so in her talking head, Sandy goes, "This is shocking. I don't
Yeah.
think he's thinking straight. And, look, I'm not here jumping to somebody else's relationship, but he was in love with me for a long time.
Oh my God.
And if I was single, and if he was single, I'd be all over that." So
She gonna try to be all over it anyway. It don't matter if he's single or not.
totally. And
She don't care.
Samantha goes, I don't trust those bitches, and you need to watch those bedrooms. Don't go in there. Don't go in any of those bedrooms. It is literally like it's a high school party where people go and hook up in the bedrooms.
I think that's why they came.
These people are 58 years old. You could
And
bang it out at a hotel.
extremely horny people.
Yes.
At least the
What
women are.
what's going
Jeez.
on in this town?
I don't
Oh
know, but they've got some high libidos over there. Like, what are
God.
y'all taking? What's in the water?
So he says to Samantha, he goes, "Don't worry." And he goes, "You know what, those babe, I haven't had any confidence in a long time. And since I've met you, like you helped me gain my confidence and I love you and I want to thank you." And she goes, "What do you mean? Like when we were kids or now?" And he goes,
Mm.
"No, now, like you've helped me, you've gotten
Oh,
me my confidence back now." And she says, "Well, you're worth everything to me. And I mean, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Like it can't be long distance." And then she tells us, this is when she says, "Prior to my release, he has to relocate to Idaho. I could move to Arizona, but I have my granddaughters that need me here, and I will be more solid. It will be more solid and committed if he could just be with me in Idaho." And then he
mm.
says, "Relocating to Idaho would cost me financially. Things would be tight because I'm retired on a pension, and I didn't budget for anybody but myself."
That's the
And
problem.
in her talking head, she goes, "Sometimes I feel like he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out."
I think he
Well,
is.
I think he is too. I think now that he's realized he's got Sandy and CD, if one of them can become sober, then he'd be
Mhm.
all over that.
I don't think they're going to become sober.
No, they were having way too much fun at that party. They were drinking
Yeah.
that whoop juice straight out of a cooler, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they like how they're living.
And they're like, later on, we're going to go TP somebody's house and go cow tipping. Woo! All
Yes.
right.
Yes. They are about that life.
Oh my God. All right. So now we get Andrew and Candice. Now, Andrew and his ears, did you notice them this week?
Yeah. And after that episode, I'm kind of glad he's got those big ass ears because he's going to need them to wipe away his tears after this girl fucks
Oh
him
my God.
over.
Oh my God. Yeah, she is totally going to fuck him over. There's a
It's
mosquito in here.
kind of it's kind of sad in a
It is
way.
sad. It is sad.
Yeah,
And
because he seems like a nice guy. But then I remember he only pays $450 in child support per month.
right.
That pisses me off.
It pisses me off too, but he does seem like a nice guy. So,
Yeah.
all right. So Candace is getting out in 10 to 12 hours. He's so excited. He's at the new apartment, which is very nice, this apartment.
Mm-hmm.
and he's moving some furniture in the stuff that he brought with him. But he also went to a store and bought chairs, a bed, a sofa, and a dresser for $2,560, which was over budget by $1,000. Wow. So, Candice's friend slash mentor slash mother figure, Denise, comes over and she wants to check it out. So she's checking it out and she goes, "What are you paying for this place?" And he says, $1,360 a month. And
Why does she have the right to ask him that?
because I guess she's Candice's mother figure and she wants to, I don't know, but this is a really nice place. I'm just like, you didn't need the bar stools. You didn't need half that stuff that you bought. You know what I mean? I know you want to make it nice, but you don't even know if she's going to get to move in there.
Well,
Bring
he
bar stools
doesn't
next
know for
time.
at least 2 weeks. Yeah, for at least she may not be able to for at least 2 weeks.
But she may not even get approved and still may have to go to a halfway house and it could sit there empty for months.
Oh, I thought it was just 2 weeks.
No, he said months. So, okay. So then, he says Denise has been really supportive of Candice and been very
Mm-hmm.
supportive of their relationship. Of course she is. She probably taught Candice everything she knows. So
Yeah, and she may end up living in that apartment with her. So she's
totally
very invested.
great point. So, the furniture arrives, so the movers are bringing some stuff in, and then Denise is helping him move stuff out of the truck. And Denise seems to really like Andrew and thinks that he's a knight in shining armor for Candice and thinks it's all good. So Denise goes in the bathroom and is talking to Candice on the phone and says, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord, he is sprung. He's going to give you anything you want. You're going to run
Mm-hmm.
all over him. I already know what time it is. You're not moving to New Jersey. He's going to have to move here." And Candice goes,
Jeez.
"Yeah, you're right. I mean, I can't leave Nevada until I have some sort of custody arrangement for my son. Like, I just can't leave." And Denise goes, "Yeah, you just need to stay focused, stay focused." And so, in her talking head, Candice goes, "I can't wait to get out, see this apartment, drive my new truck, and start off with a clean slate."
Nothing about him at all.
Not about, I
Nothing.
cannot wait to see him and start our lives
Nope.
together.
Nope. Not even have sex with him. Nothing. Not have
No,
dinner with
no,
him.
no.
Nothing about him at all. She is coming out like she has earned all of this. And
Yeah.
she's earned nothing.
So he's showing us his magnet collection of all the states between New Jersey and Nevada. I went from here to here to here to
Yeah.
here to here. He's put them all in the fridge.
Which is
And
kind of cute.
which was kind of cute because she said
Cheesy,
she
but
loves,
kind of cute.
well, she likes trinkets and things from rest stops and stuff. So that was cute. So the phone rings and it's Candice and he's like, "Okay, have you gotten any word about what's going on?" And she goes, "No." He goes, "I'm just waiting to come and get you." And he goes, "You sound like you're in a bad mood." She goes, "Well, I'm just ready. I'm just ready to get out of here. And they haven't
Right.
called me to tell me like what time I'm leaving." So he lists all the stuff that he's bringing to her to the halfway house for 2 weeks, and then she'll go somewhere else. And he hopes that they're going to approve her to go after the halfway house for 2 weeks. After that, he's hoping she'll get approved to come to the apartment. But if she doesn't, then she's got to go to this other facility, and the apartment could be empty for months.
See, I
So,
heard totally different.
okay, what'd you hear?
I heard that it was kind of like do you remember in what was the show? Prison Brides.
Uh huh.
Remember
Uh huh.
Aaron and Michael,
Yeah.
where he thought he was going to have to go to a halfway house because he didn't have an address.
Right.
So he thought he was going to have to go to the halfway house, but then they were able to use the apartment that Aaron got for him as his address. I
Right.
thought she said she did not have an address yet until whatever this guy's name is. I can't even remember his name.
Andrew.
What's his
Andrew.
name? Andrew got this apartment. They're hoping that they can switch it to that address. That way she does not have to go to the halfway house for 2 weeks. If they don't switch it over, she will have to go to the halfway house for 2 weeks.
Okay, so what I heard was he's bringing all the stuff to go to the halfway house. She'll go there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then she has to be approved to go to the apartment, or she'll have to go to a different kind of a transitional housing if she's not approved to go to the apartment. So he hopes she's not going to need all this stuff that he's bringing because she's only going to be there 2 weeks. Also, she doesn't need a Louis Vuitton Speedy handbag in the halfway house. There's no reason she needs
No.
that
I
bag.
wouldn't even take that to a halfway house.
No,
Uh-uh.
no,
No.
So anyway, she calls and says, I'm on my way. They're coming to get me. He goes, okay, I'm so excited because he's just right there by the prison. So he
Right.
says he's going to go there. He's going to propose right away. And now he stands outside waiting for her with the ring. We didn't get
Did
Tinny and
you
Rob this week or Joey and Michael. Okay. What?
did you notice the truck, like, on the headrest? It had
Hmm.
a spider, and it kind of looked like the Black Widow, like from Marvel Universe spider.
Uh-huh.
And
I did notice it
then
had a
on the,
spider on the headrest. I did
yeah,
notice that.
and then on the outside, it was on there too. I was like, why is that on
Oh,
there? Like, was the
somebody,
previous owner like a bit Marvel fan? And
yeah. I bet the previous owner had it like customized and then maybe that's maybe why he got a deal on it. I don't know.
I would not take that shit out.
I don't know. So this season on Love During Lockup, so that means if they say this season, that means we're halfway through, which is episode 5, which means we've got 5
Okay.
more. Um, this season on Love During Lockup, True says to Shantae on the phone, I'm ready to come home. I'm gonna stick my tongue down your throat.
Ugh.
Okay. She goes, oh,
Ugh.
stop. And then he's talking I'm sorry. Okay. True is talking to Shantae. I wrote Ayonna, but that's the wrong person. True is talking to Shantae as she's packing to come see him. And he goes, you got the colognes, you got my chain. And she goes, I don't like what I'm seeing here. Like she doesn't like that
Wait.
he's asking for all that stuff. Is that right?
Oh, no, because we don't know. Remember, we don't
Yeah.
get the previews unless we watch that show that comes on afterwards. So
Okay.
when
That's what
you
he's.
tell us about this, like, that's why I'm like invested. That's why I'm this close to the camera, because I have no idea what the previews are.
Yeah. She's like in the den, got stuff all spread out, like she's packing to take. And he says, you got the colognes, you got the chain. And so she's doing that thing where she's getting everything ready for him to come home with all the clothes
This
and
is
shit she's
true.
bought for him.
This is True
True.
and Shantae.
Yeah.
Okay. He's more concerned about what she's bringing than
Yeah, and
her.
she says, "I don't like what
Okay.
I'm seeing." No, we don't know what
Okay.
that means. Okay. Then because this is like this season on, so it's a lot of like quick cuts, you know, how they
Okay.
jump really fast.
Okay.
Ayana says she's in the car with somebody, it's a girl, and she says, "I don't want to put on too much lip gloss because when I see my man, he's going to just want to like suck it off my lips." And then she like starts licking her hand like la 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 la.
Oh,
Um
okay.
and
That's attractive.
then we see Ayana running and she was like, I'm running into jail. So I wonder if she's late going to her jail time because she was visiting
Oh,
Jamahl. That's what I think.
okay.
Um, then because she's got on like booty shorts and a bra, so she wouldn't be able to wear that into the prison to visit him. So
Okay.
then Michael is having lunch with a woman that may or may not be a drag queen, can't tell. Michael's having lunch with somebody and he says, well, Joey does have a nice dick, so there's that. And then we see Michael and Joey on a video call together. And Joey says, you're just asking way too many questions that you already know the answers to. You're driving me crazy. We see Michael going, Rick is in the car with a dude. And the dude says, love will make you do crazy stuff. And Rick says, some may say it's insane. And it looks like he's going to a jewelry store. And then
Hmm.
we see Rick saying, I didn't do a prenup, so this is mighty sus. And then we see him looking through binoculars at like what looks like the new and used appliance store. And I was like, what is this? Why is he looking through
Okay.
binoculars? So we don't know. Maybe does she have another guy and he's going to check this out? Because maybe there was a phone call or something. We don't know. We don't know why. And then we see Samantha calling him saying, I got some bad news. And he says, here we go again. So
Oh
I don't know
boy.
what that's
Okay.
about. Andrew gets down on a knee and asks Candice to marry him outside of the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Tinny telling the kids, Daddy's going to be in prison a bit longer. And then we see Robert on the camera asking her, why are you so dressed up? And he says he wants a woman that is more submissive.
Oh, because having cameras all over the house to watch her every move isn't
Yeah,
submissive enough.
really.
Oh.
Then we get a lot of like quick shots at the end, and they are
Mm.
Ayonna is hitting her phone like she's trying to press it off, and she's like, and like throws the phone down.
Okay.
Then we see a door slamming and Shantae saying, I'm not doing this shit no more.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Then we see Rick and Samantha kissing, and it looks like they're in like a courthouse.
Oh.
Like maybe she's out.
Maybe she's out. Maybe that what I saw in Sarcasm was wrong.
Yeah, because I mean, she's in the wild. They're in a courthouse. But I don't think that's where, when you're a prisoner, unless because she's on that work release, maybe she could go to the courthouse. I don't know.
Okay.
Then we see Tinny's kids running out of the truck, running towards Rob, saying, "Daddy!" And then we see Candice. She's out and she's doing like a confessional with the producer, like with the black background. And the producer says, "Was there ever a point you were just using him for money?" And then we see her do like an evil smile at the camera.
Oh boy.
And that's it.
Mm.
And that's it. That's it. That is, there's five more episodes. And if we could only get a reunion with these people, we would learn so much.
That would be the best reunion. I think any of the Lalu's universe would be the best reunions. I don't understand why they just won't give it to us.
I don't either. But what's happening over there on the Libra Lounge with Keisha?
I don't know. We're going to record one day this week. I just don't know what we'll be talking about.
But last week you had an episode with Kimberly of A Date with Dateline talking about Mama June.
It went very, very well. We've been getting tons of comments and messages saying, "You guys got to do this again." I'm like, we will team up again at the end of the next season. The next season starts in late June, early July. So I'm like, we'll come back.
That's when you and I got to figure out something to put in this spot, this Monday spot. I got to start looking at the calendar. We have some
shows coming up.
Oh, we do. We have a lot of shows coming up, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah. I just hate when my routine is disrupted. When they take away my love after lockup, I hate it.
Especially when it's Mama June.
Especially when it's fucking Mama June. Ugh.
Love it.
Well, listen, I will encourage everybody to go on over to Instagram and follow Keisha, the Libra Lounge Keisha, and to please follow Pink Shade Pod, and also check out my episode that came out last week with Kathy Griffin on Thursday. That was very exciting for me. It was a big moment for me to get to interview Kathy Griffin because I love her so much. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Too bad. I love her. It's my podcast, and I was very, very happy. I felt like it was like a huge moment for me, and people have been sending me notes like, "Ew, I don't like her." I'm like, then don't listen. Just roll it to Monday and listen to Love During Lockup. You don't have to listen if you don't like it. I love her.
Someone send you a message saying that when all you could have to do is not listen to the episode.
I don't know. People even went on Kimberly of A Date with Dateline. She posted like, "Oh my gosh, so excited for Mary Payne. This was such a great episode. Everybody go follow her and listen to the episode." And people wrote under that they did not like Miss Griffin, and they were disappointed that me or Kimberly would be into her. And I was like, well, she's on a huge tour right now through the United States and Canada for her comedy and is killing it. So I think I'm going to be on the right side of history on this one.
I think you're right. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. I thought it was a great episode. Yeah. And I put some really funny reels on Instagram from that interview as well. And I'm going to have a really good reel this week that I'm going to do with us talking about the drunkards at Rick's reunion. I can't wait because I literally was like clipping those ladies. Like, I was going to tell you one thing. Like, he and I have a connection and he loves me. It's like, oh, ladies.
Sponsored by White Claw. Those women were horrible. I tell you, I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like uncomfortable a little bit. Like,
that is funny. That is funny.
They are a mess. They were a mess.
All right. Well, I've had a little break from being a caregiver, but I'm going on back to pick up the old folks and bring them out here for a Mother's Day celebration.
That's for the old folks.
I'll be back. I'll be back on Tuesday. Tuesday, I want to tell you guys, I'm going to be talking to Chris DeRosa of the podcast Fixing Famous People. He is going to recap 90 Day Fiance with me, Happily Ever After, because Kimberly is getting her back worked on for her back problems. He is so excited to talk about it. He was like, "Am I allowed to like make fun of these people?" I go, "Oh yeah, Oh, yeah. He's like, "Okay, good."
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, "Okay, good," because I didn't know if I had to, like, take this seriously. I was like, "No, no, 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 it's a hate watch." He's like, "Oh, okay, great,
welcome to
great."
the dark side, Chris. Welcome to the dark side.
I told him that he should have you on his podcast, Fixing Famous People, because you had a lot of opinions about famous people.
I do.
Yeah,
That's what I live.
that's what
That's why I wake up in the morning.
yeah. I told him, and
Talk
he
about.
was like, "Okay, great." He's like, "Great, give me your
Yeah.
information." Yeah.
Yes. 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 I'm ready. I'm available.
All right. All right. Well, I will talk to you later, Keisha. I'm going to see if I can find my little
Alrighty.
button to turn this thing off. I'm sitting in a bed. It's not my usual spot. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.